What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It is your boy, Coach D Brown, from a big leaguer, from a first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. And man, I hope everybody had um a great weekend. Okay, this is something that it's our fall time, man. In certain parts of the country, is getting a little cooler. I know this weekend where I was at, it was cool, fleece, sweatpants. Um, but by the end of the day, it ended up being a really, really nice day, man. But um, man, it was really cool, man, to get out there and had a showcase this weekend out there in Mississippi, man. And about 70 kids showed up. It was Javier, what's up, baby? It was a bunch of kids out there. We had a great time, and it was definitely worth it. Shout out to my boy Bam Morrison with the Rangers, Kelsey Mucker with the A's, and Easy. Some Nadine, who is the Royal Scout, man. So we were well represented scouting wise. I know periodically throughout the live stream, I looked maybe twice in the. I mean, we out there all day, but I looked twice. I know we Southern assistant coaches on there. We had UCF recruiting coordinator was on from time to time. Cerritos Junior College and Lesley University out in Boston. And it was about six to seven schools I saw at one particular time when I looked. And then you could just see names fast, and I was trying to, still work the camps and stuff. So like I said, we had and we had, the scouts being there. So it was cool, man. We had a lot of kids that, did well, and one kid really, a handful of kids really showed out and did their thing over there, man, in front of these scouts. And a couple of coaches, college coaches was there, Blue Mountain, Mississippi NIA program, Jackson State Junior College, and Russ College. Shout out to Coach Stubbs, that stopped by. D was nice to good to see a part of that, no doubt, man. All right, Coach G said he's doing yoga with the team. All right. So what's up, Clay? What's good? What's good? So yeah, we had it was a great weekend, man. I needed my phone for do the streaming, and we had issues with the camera. It's always something. It's always something. But that's the beauty of this live streaming, and you guys see that follow me here. It's always something when it comes to technology, man. It needs to, but for the most part, went smooth. And then so I couldn't get access to my phone to do the live streaming like I wanted to do all the time. I had the GoPro and then the battery issue. So, but the good thing, we still had two cameras, not three like we did in Jackson State, but it still worked. Okay. We still got the live streaming. I knew coaches were still on looking, and obviously the scouts was happy there. So, and we're only increasing, man. So shout out to Darren Brown. We talked about South Florida, and my boy Rob Sass up in North Carolina. So, man, I'm just trying to, and shout out to my boy Jason Hilliard, who I'm gonna see next weekend out there in Dallas, and as we expand. So speaking of that, so Orlando was supposed to be this weekend. We had it, I'm just to the point where I told pretty much everybody who was supposed to go to Orlando, and I'm telling you guys now. So I'm going to cancel the Orlando trip just because it's just a lot, man. It's a lot of coaches I need to speak with, scouts, and everything that are not lined up, and I don't want it to be raggedy. So Dallas is giving me enough time to kind of I got three coaches. I got Mississippi Valley State coach that may ride out there. No, he can't ride out there. I'm sorry, but he may be coming on. But he's Happy Macon's guy. But I know I can add him to the live stream. Trying to get him on the show. Talk with him today, the recruiting coordinator for Mississippi Valley State HBCU school, and hopefully I could get him on here, and we could do a nice little interview. But I have a few coaches lined up between the Waco and the Dallas showcases, and locking down these scouts now, man. So it's a great thing, man. I know it may seem like it's up and down, man, but if I don't have everything lined up, even if people have purchased, whatever, I get the money back and just be like, we're gonna do it, whatever. Now if it's we were able to do this Mississippi thing in 1 week. We had 70 kids sign up, locked and loaded in 1 week. And man, you talking about, stressful and putting that all together within 1 week, canceling Atlanta and then going to Mississippi. 70 kids come out there, and handle it. Thank God for the team out there that we had, the Cotton State's team out there, and Eric and everything that helped me with this, man, and went as smoothly as it could be for everything happening in a little bit over the week. So, but I wanted to kind of, speaking of that, man, and I wanted to kind of give you, for the parents listening in, especially guys who are just getting into the showcases or are doing them. All right, coaches that are listening in too, y'all know this too. But I wanted to kind of get into the 3 tips of how to master a great showcase. Okay, how to perform and what to do during the showcase. I spoke about this briefly in my other lives, a year or so ago. But I just feel like because I'm doing these showcases again and what I'm seeing, it kind of, I just felt the need, I felt the need to, do this. So, Mark says, "Hey, brother, how many got registered for Waco? Just a handful right now. It's it's a month away, but I can honestly say Waco will be my biggest one, Mark. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So, the guys out there pushing it haven't really pushed it hard. I'm saying, incredibly hard over there. But that's the beauty of this. I just team up with groups. That's why I was able to get 70 kids in 1 week over there in Mississippi. So I'm teaming up with groups out there in Waco. That's they just followers of mine who asked me to come out there, and they got large groups of kids out there, just like my man did in Mississippi last week. He just reached out to me. Boom. He's like, "Yo, I could do da 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 da." And we reached for 100, but we didn't get quite 100, but we got 70 kids in less than a week. So, so to Mark, to answer your question, those guys out there who I trust and one of my followers, he's been rocking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that will probably be my largest one. All right. I'm banking on it. Let me put it like that. All right. So, we had enough time, but there's a month out, and just like people just lining up and everything like that. But I've had people interested and everything. What I also see, just like this past week, now it was only a week, and I was worried, but the guy who, was helping, he was just like, "Listen, dude, you know how it is. If you give people, parents a month out or whatever, they're going to wait to the last minute anyway." So he was like, "Do it in a week. I guarantee you will push it." And he's like, boom. And that's exactly what happened. And then we had registration supposed to end on Wednesday. And I kept it open. And between Wednesday night, when it was supposed to be closed, I think we had like 52, whatever. And we finished with 70 by Saturday morning. Yeah, Wednesday night was supposed to be closed, and we had 18 more people, close to 15, 17, 18 more people sign up when it was supposed to be closed. Do you understand? But leading up to that night, you see what I'm saying? So, the good thing is it's out there. I'm hoping this Dallas thing be the same thing where we get a push towards the end because everybody waits to the last minute, right? Some people don't trust. I had a couple parents reach out to me. I don't trust the website. My numbers and all of that. I was like, yeah, I get you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm not going to, you have your own issues here and there, but I'm like, I've been dealing with the same type of site, the same type of Stripe is the company I use, whatever. I've been using that for 3 years now, and knock on wood, really hasn't been, anything unusual hasn't ever happened through that. So, but to each his own. Anyway, three tips that I keep seeing, and I want to help your parents and teach your kids, and also hopefully they're listening in. All right. When it comes to this, and like with my showcases, most just showcases. These are not team showcases where we're playing. This is just a skills challenge. It's no different from a NFL combine, right? You know what I'm saying? Shorts and t-shirt style, even though we're not in shorts and t-shirt, but basically you're not, my showcases, you're not facing live pitching, except for BP throwers. And, so essentially it's just a measurement test, right? You're just getting measured. Speaking of that, so if I know I'm getting measured, you know what I'm saying? Thank for what you do for you players, hopefully to see something like this in Indiana soon. All right, Tim. All right, man. Help me out over there. All right. I love to, we'll get to this point where this thing will grow, man. And I was talking to a Florida parent earlier about this, and the brand will get bigger. People will start picking up on this, and, Perfect Game became Perfect Game, but it wasn't that in the beginning, right? So, my thing is, again, I got the issues and certain states and closing down here and these cities and this and that. So, I'm Texas is really, really big for me. You know what I'm saying? I got reached out to my JC coach friend of mine, wants to do something in LA. North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? So it's like these places here, and it sounds great. And I get like, yeah. But then the background behind it, sometimes it's hard to put on a showcase and line up scouts and coaches and streaming and emailing and, who's going to be on and boom, 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 and sending packets out and, t-shirts and you know what I'm saying? So again, we all, most of you guys have been to showcases and see, but I'm a one-man crew, and it's good when I partner up with a group. Or like I said, I've said this last week or so. So if you have a large group of kids, if you run an organization, or your kid is part of an organization and they want to team up and they have a bunch of kids that are unsigned in this organization and they can halfway play, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? And if it fits and all of that, tell them to holler at me and we make this work. So that's what happened in Mississippi, and Texas is happening the same way, and Waco. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's just large groups of kids, people reaching out to me, and just like PBR is big here for high school age kids, but I definitely like the idea of combine style showcase. No doubt, Tim. I mean, it's PBR, like, speaking of PBR, Tim, and I know PBR is not, I know PBR is huge and perfect games and all of that type of stuff, but we have more kids this weekend at a PBR, event this week. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact they had Alabama, Mississippi, PBR thing, whatever. We have more kids this weekend. I ain't, and I ain't tooting my own horn, but I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying? We have more kids at my event than I had at a PBR event, which is right up the street. And one of my listeners posted it last week, was like, oh, do you know that PBR is having an event in so-and-so city? And I was like, I didn't know, but that may be the reason why we didn't get 100 kids, you know what I'm saying? Because 20 or 30 of them, whatever. But the dude that was running it with me was like, yo, D, if we really want to be jerks, he's like, I could text message some of those kids and they won't have no teams out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean? That's where we're going. Obviously, those are years. PBRs are perfect games. They're years and track record. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? But, what I provide for the pricing, I believe, there is nothing really that's really matching. You know what I'm saying? I can get you in front of, I could get you seen in front of a handful of coaches visually and physically there, scouts, and then you have that, then 70 other coaches have access to your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't quite 100. I saw one group had 150, and another group had, all these schools and all of that. It ain't that, but 90 schools who have personal contact, are cool with me. You know what I'm saying? It's a big thing. So even yet, I just got a call 15 minutes before here. I'm hoping we can kind of lock down. I got one of my kids that's in my recruiting program. Hopefully, tomorrow will be some good news. He called me literally before I got on, about 10 minutes before here. I didn't answer the phone. And I'll give him a call back, but he left me a text message and said that, but he ain't even, I don't even put him on the flyers, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, but I'm doing, trying to get kids into his school. So, that's what it is about. It's I shoot to my list of coaches who will be on, possibly, who will be looking on. Some raise their hand, some don't, you know what I'm saying? But there are other ones that I've been working with, basically the last week and a half or so, that I've been, talking to them about kids here and there, and they're not even looking at my lives, or on the live stream and all of that for whatever reason. But they're willing to take some of my kids, you know what I'm saying? That's in my program. So ultimately, that's what all this is about. I just want to have a platform for you guys to show off your skills. So if you want to join with me and I can help you with recruiting or anything like that, I could put eyes on you. I could vouch for you. I could be like, yo, you can play. This kid can play. He was at I did that today. It was a post-grad program, but a kid that was at my Jackson State, the dad, boom, 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 we talked and everything's part of my program. And I just said, oh, yo, let me, he was like, I'm interested in this post-grad, boom, boom, boom. So I reached out to a post-grad program, and I kind of explained, to the post-grad parent what I felt about the kid, you know what I'm saying? And it's not D1, it's not D2, it's a post-grad, which is going to be huge. And he told me that this particular post-grad in Florida, has 60 kids. And last year they only had 35. And I believe they're going to get bigger, you know what I'm saying? With the amount of kids and everything like that it's hard to get in schools right now, 2021. So those type of programs are just only going to explode. So I talked to the post-grad coach about one kid, ended up talking about another kid, and hopefully, we can make something happen, man. But my point is, and they not even, they're not even on the live stream and stuff like that. And truth be told, I think I did email him, to come on there, but I know Coach Eaton was going to physically be at one of my, which runs a post grad and Field of Dreams post grad. He was going to be at one of my events, but again, that's just a whole nother option, a whole nother, opportunity, man. So, this is this is one of those things, man. Jeffrey Thompson, great camp and atmosphere this past week. And Coach D, I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? One of my dads that was there with his kid, and definitely, and I'm glad. This is Jeffrey. Shout out to my boy Jeffrey out there from Cleveland, Tennessee, man. Made the pilgrimage down there, 3+ hours, 4+ hours to come down to my camp, man. This is something that I wanted to talk about. I love it, man. Keep doing you. You can't match passion. It's great to see a player like yourself take so much interest. That D Brown name has been built up and used for a great purpose. Cool as it gets, man. But I appreciate that, Tim. It means a lot, brother. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? And here we are. Catrice. Great camp this past weekend. Ain't no doubt. Son showed out this weekend. And this is the beauty thing. Like I know I played against her son since his son was 12 or 13 years old. He's 14 now, and entering high school, and just he got a chance to bang out. I've seen him bang out personally for a while. I haven't seen him in a while because I don't live in that area no more. But I saw him for this past weekend. But he impressed these scouts. He goes out and bangs out. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him hit like this for a long time. But again, I'm just Coach D. You know what I'm saying? I'm providing the platform. Obviously, I got contacts and and I love to see what I see. But I mainly want these kids, the coaches that are live streaming, and also these scouts. And Catrice's kid is a 14U kid who man is a freshman, and what I'm saying, and went out there and smacked the ball around like I seen him doing it, whatever. I haven't seen him in over a year, but he smacked the ball around in front of those scouts to the point where they like, who's this? Da 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 da. What's going on? Well, where you been hiding this kid and all? He's 14. I'm like, he's 14. He's like, oh, we can't do nothing with him, but I'm definitely gonna write his name down. Boom, he got 4 more years to wait for him, and blah blah blah. They're all excited. And that made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, we could trim off this and do that with him, and boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? He gonna grow this and grow that. But the stroke was there. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it firsthand. Bust out butt many a times, and that's the beauty of this. Is like, yo, it's a platform. You know what I'm saying? He showed out. He did his thing. He saw in the back to the point where a scout was like, yo, I got to follow this kid. Yo, who's this? Yo, boom, boom. And then he like, yo, I'm running a scout team my own self. I run my own. Da-da-da-da-da. I got to get this kid in the next year or two to play for me. How dope is that? You get to play for a professional scout, you know what I'm saying? And on his team, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I got to get his name. I got to get. That's the beauty of this thing, man. That's what I love to see. Another, a couple kids here and there, shining and taking the name down. One other kid, Cope balled out, you know what I'm saying? Balled out. And it was like, yo, he was like, yo, it was worth the trip, you know what I'm saying? Coming, you know what I mean? And they came all the way from Nashville, which was about 5 hours away. But that's the beauty of this thing, man. So, just giving kids opportunities, man. So, all right. Hey, Coach D, post-grad programs are great. They play JUCOs where they see how it's played at the next level, plus collegiate and MLB scouts attend those games. So, look, Solosa has her kid is at a post-grad. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it ain't nothing, poo-poo about those. You know what I'm saying? Her kid is a D1 talent. Had, committed to Alabama State, was recruited by Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Still have D1s after him. You know what I'm saying? And he's at a post-grad. So, you could poo-poo that if you want, but that's a great opportunity, especially in these times. Coach, how big of a role is passing the eye test for scouts and coaches? Greg, that's my whole, it is a benefit to that, passing the eye test. All right. Greg is meaning like looks as far as, and I say that. All right. It was a kid, really, really built, you know what I'm saying, today. Saturday. And and I'm going to get into this. I haven't had a chance to, and shout out to my boy Jeffrey over there, because I'm going to talk about him right now, right? Not about him. I'm going to talk about his son, in a productive, I hope a constructive criticism way. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, but this kid, his dad, good sized kid, right? And he didn't want to pitch. You know what I'm saying? But his dad had made him pitch in this thing. And I'm going to talk about this. And he kind of was like, didn't want, you could tell he wanted to do it, hanging his hat down, whatever. And I just said, listen, I went over to the mountain. I just said, body language. I said, pick your head up. Like, yo, Scouts is looking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Because he's put together nice. But I was like, who wants a kid to be, hanging his head when he's just throwing? He ain't throwing to nobody. He ain't throwing balls all over the place. He's just throwing. And he ain't happy in his mind that he's pitching. He don't want to be pitching, and he had his head down. And I just said, I walked over and gradually, I was like, I acted like I was pumping him up. I was just like, yo, I said, pick your head up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Scouts is looking. Like, body language is everything. You know what I mean? And so that's also part of the eye test. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see kids that, they don't hit a ball good and they don't run good and they in a showcase atmosphere where Scouts is evaluating and you trying to separate yourself. That's the worst thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? And some of these kids are put together. So yes, passing the eye test is huge. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and like, so perfect example, like, Catrice, and I was talking about that, right? And I hope she don't, take the, Jamie, her son, Jamie's a really good ball player. And he's going to grow. And he kind of, thick, around certain areas and stuff where he's going to thin out. But if you are 17, 18, 19 and, and you kind of thick and all of that, it is a minus, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean like it's an all end all, but you got to do something great. All right. But, when you are put together nicely and you strong and that's part of like, that's part of handling your business. You know what I'm saying? Some people big bones, some people just built different, some people rail thin. You can't put on no weight. You know what I'm saying? I get it. All right. But when you are put together nice, that is a plus, you know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of guys that are put together nice that can't throw, can't hit, so they just look good in uniform. All right, there's other guys that, I said baseball is one of those beautiful sports. I talked about this all the time. I used to just see David Wells and Bobby Jenks sometimes just walking around, right? Great. And these guys David Wells made probably 80 million in his career, 50 to 80 million. Bobby Jenks probably close to the same, 50 million at least. And if you see these guys, I used to just be like, I'll just look like this sometimes and just be like, me being an athlete who, I'm put on weight myself, but I'll just be like, I'll just be like, look at this game of baseball. I said, look at a dude like that can make $15 million a year. You know what I'm saying? Just because he blessed with a right arm or a left arm or he hand-eye coordination. Babe Ruth, right? Babe Ruth, right? So, anyway, let me see. What is the age do you start a kid weight training? 14. I think as soon as he gets into high school. I mean, and it could be even earlier. That whole myth, it stops you growing and all of that. I mean, I don't do it regularly, but I bring my own daughter in the gym with me sometimes, and we work out. You know what I'm saying? And she's been working out, she's 12, and she's been working out at least since she was 11. With weights, not heavy and stuff like that, but and with me, we leg squats with a little bit of weight, curls, stuff like that. I don't kill her, but back, lat pull down, stuff like that. We get after it a little bit, for her, her weight class and stuff like that. And I push her. So she's 12. I don't think, stunting her growth, but, we do it. Coach Jacob got his first official JUCO offer this past week, and now they are calling good, man. Good, Jake. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for Jacob, man. All right. Let me know in the background with schools and stuff. Prince Fielder kind of big, but could all move like a big cat and pick up and smash, no doubt. I mean, you ain't got to be the best size kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you can do something, you can smash. So, I mean, you don't have to look the best in uniform to get the job done. All right. So, but let me get into this. So speaking of my boy, Jeffrey Thompson, right? I was speaking to his son, because his son comes to mind when I talk about this first thing. When you're in a showcase atmosphere, right? So at least for mine, and I know many other ones, I asked for a primary and secondary position, mainly a primary position, right? So my showcase, we kind of get the pitchers and catchers first, right? And we kind of get on the mound and do their thing. And, it's a lot of standing around because of the live streaming, you know what I'm saying? And, stuff that could be done multiple, we could have outfielders doing this and infielders doing that. But because we have one camera and we want to get that, that camera on the live stream so those coaches can see that kid, you know what I'm saying? We kind of are stuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it gets to be a lot of standing around and stuff like that. And that's what I want to kind of, get into it. But one of the issues we were having, so, I promise you, out of the 70 kids, I maybe had 20 kids, 15 to 20 kids that said their primary position was pitching. We have 40 kids pitch, right? So what happens is the parents is like, yo, we had this showcase and you want to showcase your skills, right? So what happens is most parents want to put their kid on the mound. They want to put their kid, in all the positions that they play in high school, right? Which is a good and a bad thing, okay, with that. One of the issues, though, I see, is that, we start with pitching and catching first, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not a primary pitcher, right, you may help your team, your high school team, because everybody, in summer league, travel team and stuff like that, and you may be a decent guy, you know what I'm saying? Most of the pitches that came on the mound was good. Fastball, curveballs was good here and there, but I could see certain guys that I can tell that's pitching was not their primary position. But it was a couple of things. They, either their parents was wanting them to do multiple things and, show them you could do everything, you know what I'm saying? And thinking that that's the key to the, to the showcase type of thing. Or then there's other kids that, basically was restless. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, so-and-so's throwing. I want to throw. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and what they don't understand, you gotta strategize when it comes to these, showcases, right? If I know that deep down in my long-term future, sometimes you don't know, but I know that I primary play an infield position or outfield position or catch or something like that. I'm not going to go pitch on the mound and waste my bullets as much as I'm amped up and as much as I may be restless waiting for all these pitches, the live stream, and we got to, we standing around and hit. I know it could be boring and whatever, but for the most part, the worst thing you could do is going on that mound, boom, and nobody got hurt, which is good. But, you out there, 12, you warming up in the pen, then you come out there and you show your stuff and you throwing curveballs and stuff like that. But pitching is not your primary thing. All right. And so now later on, you got to throw from the outfield and you got to throw from the infield if that's your primary position. And now you're not at full strength because we're measuring everything. We're measuring throws from the outfield, measuring throws across the infield. All right. But you don't wasted 12 to 15 strong bullets plus the bullpen that you threw on pitching. That's not your primary position. You know what I'm saying? So, now, again, if you don't, if you just go into these showcases and you want to feel like, you want to get your money's worth and you want to show all that you can do, and then you got to strategize that. Now you don't wasted your bullets. It may not hurt you at all. You know what I'm saying? You may throw 80 something from the outfield and you might have pitched and all. It might have helped you warm up. You might have felt that way, but then also it could have hurt you. It could have took you 2 or 3 miles per hour off your ball in the outfield. Okay. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want to show your stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And this definitely is one of those that I feel like, when you come to these showcases, because a lot of you are going to be doing them or eventually doing them or doing them already, you know what I'm saying? And they ask for a primary position. I know you may want to do multiple things to show. I get it. But just understand, like, be strategic with those. If you're an outfielder, be an outfielder. All right. Be ready to throw from the outfield and show your best, whatever. All right. Now, if you play a little bit of infield, you may come over there and do that. All right. But I had kids this weekend that did catching. They did outfield. They did pitching. They did everything. And I'm just like, and I don't even say no to them, you know what I'm saying? But eventually I have to get to that point because one, it takes forever. And B, like, you 2 or 3 of those positions are going to suffer because your arm is tired. You know what I'm saying? It's not just something to do. You know what I'm saying? You have to be strategic with your moves. Okay. Now, speaking of that, a lot of kids, especially we had a lot, we were doing outfielders and infielders. So I would look in the corner. I see a lot of infielders just kind of chilling. They halfway stretching and all of that. And nobody wants to take initiative to, somebody running sprints, but they halfway was running. I saw guys stretching, and we had a coach over there stretching them, but then nobody was kind of taking initiative to sprints. So when it was time for them to run, then they would go and run on the side. And then I'm like, yo, it's too late. You're supposed to go over here. All right. So just imagine, like, an NFL combine, right? That, these guys about the, with a 40-yard time is everything, you know what I'm saying, in football, right? But they half stretch. They don't really take no breaks, they're not working on their starts or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? They just get on there and run. All right. Again, that's, to me, I don't know what and even if you're not an athlete, I'm trying to figure out, like, that's why I want to talk about this. What do you think the purpose of a showcase is? You know what I'm saying? Where everything is graded numbers wise. All right. You know what I'm saying? We're taking 87 miles per hour, exit velos and all of that. The pro scouts, they're going from 20 to 80. You know what I'm saying? 80 being above, you know what I'm saying, that top major league, or where they project you to be. You know what I'm saying? 60 is major league average. You know what I'm saying? So they're projecting speed. They're projecting, you know, hitting. They're projecting all of these things. So why not, you know what I'm saying, like, be ready to burn out and run? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You know how many kids I was seeing this week and kind of just, you know, like, you know, they kind of stretching and kind of like ready to go. And then they go run and their times are okay, you know what I'm saying? But I believe if they stretch and really was ready to go, you know what I'm saying, their times will be better. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, the scouts, they don't jot the numbers down unless you open their eyes. You run to something, boom, you're like, oh, then he writes it down. He ain't writing down all the numbers to go back and be like, oh, this kid ran. No, it's who jumps out at you, right? That's how this thing goes. You know what I'm saying? Most scouts and all that, they may have a list and all of that, but they don't write each number down, each player. They sit there and they wait. They time, boom, okay, slow, all right, boom, slow, okay, whatever. Boom. Oh, this kid got it. Okay, let me go ahead and write this kid down. That's how this thing goes. All right. And, you know, I understand if you feel like you're slow and, you know, you don't need, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't your tool. All right. But that's, you know, still though, that doesn't mean that, you know, they're slow, but then it's extremely slow. You could be a 7.4 runner, which is below average and all of that, right? But if you hustling and making that run, you know, that 7.4 can work. But then if you just out there and you running 8.5, 8.7s and 8.9s and stuff like that, that's just, we can't project you to be a below average runner. That's like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's all equivalent. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, an offensive lineman can't run with a 40-yard, whatever, but there's a speed for offensive linemen, just like there's a speed for catchers. There's a speed for, you know, pitchers. There's a speed for first basemen who can only bang out, but the Prince Fielder types, okay? But you got to have some type of tool to show out, all right? So if speed is not it, that doesn't mean, you know, but I believe there was a lot, at least 20% of those kids could run faster if they were ready to run, all right? The next part is like hitting approach. I talk about this all the time. I talk about the young kid, all right? Jamie, all right, 14U. I think it was only 2 home runs hit the whole time out there, and both of them happened to be the kid that actually, you know, showed out. All right, but it was, you know, the second round was so-so, but the first, you know, I actually missed the home runs, which is crazy. I was out there talking to other kids, but I saw his stroke, and that's what they see. They just look at strokes. They just looking at bat speed and all of that. Sometimes you can have crazy bat speed. Your mechanics are not there, but they could be like, yo, I could fix that. But it's not, you know, just like somebody that runs awkward but got a fast time. You know what I'm saying? 60. You're like, I could fix his mechanics, but he just got the gift of speed. Same thing with bat speed and power. Sometimes the mechanics of a swing doesn't look right, but he gets that bat through the zone fast. And it's like this bat speed stands out. Exit velo, when he hits it, you know what I'm saying? You know, hit the damn ball hard as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? But the mechanics may not be there, but the scouts out is like, oh, we could fix that. All right? But we can't fix, you know what I'm saying, we could fix point A to point B, but that extra whip, boom, that the kid, you could tell the kid who ain't really been taught right, you know what I'm saying? But you can tell that kid that got some whip in it, all right? And so, again, those are numbers that stand out to you, tools that stand out. Oh, yo, he got a, you know, he could buggy whip this. Oh, he got a little bat speed over there. Mechanically, it's not right, but we can do it. Just like a mechanically running, it ain't all right, but he's digging. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Same thing with flow motion with a guy that may throw crazy and all of that, but they could work the mechanics, but he throws hard. All right, there's guys that don't even throw hard, but you can kind of project. They got the nice little arm motion. You can be like, yo, he put a little weight on him and his velo is gonna go up. All right, that's all scouting is. There's no science to this. You know what I'm saying? It may, you know, you may feel like, man, I hit 450 in high school, man. I'm all this and I'm all that. But you may swing it good. Mechanics may be all right, you know what I'm saying? All of that. And you just put up numbers, but you know, the tools, you just average to below average speed. You know, your arm strength is just right around average to below average. You know, your bat speed is a little bit, you know, average to below average or something like that. But you're a ball player. You know what I'm saying? There's a spot for you in college and stuff like that. From the pro side, they're just looking at tools. You see what I'm saying? Especially in a showcase atmosphere. So when I'm saying that, right, the scouts ain't, you know, they do their homework later. So when in this showcase atmosphere, they just want to see the velo. They see the arm action. They looking at the stroke. All right, you know what I'm saying? They're seeing, you know, how the ball comes off your bat. I saw 2 home runs hit this past weekend, right? But there were also 7, 8 guys that, the scouts was kind of like, oh, yo, who's that? You know what I'm saying? So 2 home runs hit, but 7, 8 guys, whatever. The guys that had an approach to hitting, just smacking the ball around. That 14-year-old kid I was telling you about, you know what I'm saying? That's all he was doing, just line drives. Pow, pow, backspinning balls. Boom, right in the middle of the outfield. Boom, pow, outside. Boom, all right, middle end. Boom. When yanking, just nice stroke. Boom, with the wood too. With the wood. All right, that's even more impressive. All right. Woo. Y'all feel me on that 3? Let me see. I got some comments coming in, man. I'm sorry I got off and wasn't looking. All right. Let me see here. Beans 11 doesn't really do weights, but definitely push-ups every day. We do weights maybe once a month, but light weights. Good. All right. I'm not saying that, it's not no real 14 years old, maybe, and depending on what type of program he gets in, then he may be ready. I'm just saying what I do with mine. Do you have an approach? Do you have an approach to JUCO, or does a JUCO contact you? Seems like most kids think of a 4-year school. All right. Yeah, JUCOs reach out to you, and you could also reach out to them. It's no different. A JUCO's a JUCO, and a 4-year school is the same. So the JUCOs, sometimes their budgets are limited, so they may need a little extra help, just like no different from a D2 Division III school. All right, but it's the difference is there's a lot of JUCOs out there that a lot of people don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And they are wanting and needing help to be found. And that's part of when you come in the market recruiting side, that's part of what I do is try to find those JUCOs that no different from schools and stuff like that. And as much as I love JUCOs, I need more of JUCOs that's on on my radar, and that can help kids, because I have a small amount of JUCOs, and some of them are just top-notch JUCOs, but it's a lot of other ones that, like, I know mine in Tennessee right now, my JUCO guy and all of that, he's still looking for players, you know what I'm saying? Especially pitchers. Obviously, everybody's looking for pitchers, but, he still has, he said, yo, D, I need a shortstop. Yo, D, I need an outfielder. You know what I'm saying? And he's got times right now, and so it's not a bad JUCO, you know what I'm saying? He scrubs, and, he's trying to build it up. But in these times, it's tough, you know what I'm saying, to have guys actively looking, you know what I'm saying? And there's, again, so, you just got to do a little bit of homework, you know what I'm saying? That's part of, why I do what I do. All right. Thanks for sharing that, Coach. As my son is a third baseman that pitches, he's not a pitcher that plays third base. Thank you. All right. I never have him pitch at showcases, even though he pitched on his travel ball and high school team. So thanks for that, confirming what I thought. Yeah, Greg. I mean, you want to show your best. Now, I ain't gonna lie, not saying that, I'm gonna kind of contradict myself just a little bit, right? There was a first baseman I liked on Saturday that he pitched, and then he told me he don't really pitch that much, but he looked real. He's a left-handed pitcher too, and he looked really good. But he also looked good at first base swinging and stuff too. So I was like, all right, but I'm glad I'm glad he did get on the mound. All right, because it was like, yo, because I see something that, but again, my thing is, understand, again, this all goes back to, hopefully your dad or your coach or somebody like that is in your ear, and your coach is like knowledgeable enough, all right, to know the game, you know what I'm saying, and see something, and that experience is is something, you know what I mean? So, I got a kid, right now, I talk to his mom all the time. He's getting recruited now big time and stuff like that, but he just started pitching in June. So he was leading up to June and everything like that. But I see his body and I see whatever, and I get super excited every time he pitches. Now he could definitely hit and play outfield and all that, but I get super excited when I see him pitch. All right. And I'm looking on video stuff like that, and I just see, tall, lanky, right-handed, boom, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, put weight on him. He can really throw it. And he's topping out 91. Never even just started pitching in June. He's topping out at 91. You know what I'm saying? So, in my mind, I'm like, yo, he don't really know what he's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? He's throwing 91. You know what I'm saying? But he's also a 95 plus guy from the outfield. You know what I'm saying? So, the arm strength is there. You know what I'm saying? So, he can do that on the mound eventually, man. So, in his case, it may be a little something different at a showcase. You know what I'm saying? He was getting around, but he's reluctant to pitch, right? He wanted to bang out, but, he's going to be forced to do that body-wise and all of that, all right? So, again, I say that yin and yang type stuff, but, for the most part, if you know that you help your team out and that's not necessarily your thing, You know what I'm saying? And it's not like a extraordinary tool, basically, right? This kid pitches on the mound, he's throwing 91, all right? And just started throwing in June. But if you're just a solid ball player, you know what I'm saying, you infield, outfield, and you can play more, I don't mind you doing infield and outfield. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? But if you just help your team win, you help your team pitching, don't do all, don't save your bullets, man. Save that velo for the outfield. You know what I'm saying? So you have that, that velo there, that arm to show off what you got. All right. Just don't do everything just because, you think that that's the best way to show, hey, yeah, I could pitch. I could do that. No, you know what I'm saying? Be strategic in your moves. That's basically what I'm saying. I played against you in high school. we all could tell you were going places. The ball just came off your bat different. Thanks, Chris. All right. You know what I'm saying? Always good to give some of them back home folks over there to show me a little love. D, speaking of JUCO, look into Navarro College. Yes, in Texas, really close to next weekend showcase. Navarro JC is a solid JUCO program here in the state. Yes, Eric. Navarro will be at the Waco showcase next month. All right, they will be there. All right. So shout out to my boy Sandy out there working out there with some McClellan, Navarro. It's about 3 big time JCs out there, but yeah, Navarro is one that we are we have talked to. So yeah, the big time JCs will be there. Okay. And the one in Waco. Okay. So you're welcome, Eric. All right. So anyway, those are my takeaways from the past weekend. Again, great turnout, good talent. Boys worked hard. Like I just want them to show their best. So I may come off as like mad and complaining, but ultimately I want these dudes to show their best. Like will they get an opportunity to play in front of scouts? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Again, hopefully, right? Some won't. You know what I'm saying? But some will. All right. But I want them to have the approach down. You know what I'm saying? Because especially depending on where you're at and who you're playing, with, against, and stuff like that. There's very few times that you can essentially go to showcases where pro scouts are there and college coaches are there looking strictly on numbers, swings, bat path, running, all of that, you know what I'm saying, in an intimate setting, you know what I'm saying? And it's 70 kids, but, they kind of spread. Everybody kind of has their, their time, right? This is not, 120 teams in Atlanta or Texas or Florida or, you know what I'm saying? No, man, this is, intimate, just running, throwing, and getting it in. You know what I'm saying? So why not be ready to show your stuff, man? You know what I'm saying? So all my program leaders out there, right? And I was thinking about this 2 years ago when I started seeing, all these exit velos and Twitters and all, stuff, whatever. I was like, you know what? Guys can really get offers just based off of tools. It's no different from combines. We all know those combine, NFL friends, my NFL, fans of mine. We all know guys that are halfway decent, talented college football players, but they go kill it in the combines and make themselves millions of dollars, but then get in the league and don't even pan out because, but the scouts and the GMs and the coaches get enamored by the 40 and the bench press and oh my God, yeah. But then when he gets to playing football, you know what I'm saying? It ain't all there. All right. So saying that, if that happens in football, it happens in baseball too. All right. In a showcase atmosphere, especially when it comes to scouts and stuff like that, you can run fast 60 and all of that. You can square balls and swings and all of that type of stuff. And, eventually they're going to, find out if you can play or not, but you may be a 200 hitter, you know what I'm saying? But in that showcase that day, you had it going, you ran fast, your swing looked good, you were squaring up balls, you throwing hard and all of that type of stuff. And I saw scouts do is look for tools, you know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, yo, that's you guys, I hope you guys understand, like, especially from a pro scouting wise, I know they're from college too, but mainly from the pro scouting wise, right? I think parents, and we spoil with the showcase atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? So those top 20 kids in the country, the top 30 kids in the country, those are can't miss guys. Those are big time Power 5 guys. They're fighting for position in the first to second round. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. All right. The key to scouting is those middle round guys, the ones that you got to kind of pick out that tool and project that tool. All right. Again, my boy Philly said 6% go. I was told 4%. make it to the major leagues that get drafted. All right. So think about that, right? 6 out of 100 kids that get drafted make it to the major leagues. Step 1 foot on the. I was told 4%. All right, but he says 6. I'm gonna go with him. 6%. So you got 6 out of 100. You know what I'm saying? Go to the major leagues. All right. I'm not talking about these are kids that get drafted. 100 kids that get drafted, 6 of them will make it to the major leagues. Okay. All right. 6, 10 out of 100 first rounders over the last X amount of years will make it to the major leagues. So that means 90% of the first rounders won't even make it to the major leagues. I didn't know that in them too. My boy Philly told me that. All right. So that's first round. 10% of the first round. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, if you're looking at 30 some guys, right? You know what I'm saying? So essentially 10% of that, right? So you're looking at, 3. No, my number's right? 10, you know what I'm saying? 1 out of, right? You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at 3, maybe a little bit 4 guys out of first round is making it to the major leagues. First round, which is crazy to me. All right. So saying that, the guys who make that scouting money, right? That means it's those middle round guys. It's those guys that show a little something off the mound, show a little something in the bat. Their tools are not just screaming at you. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get on that echelon, the 20th round is still the best in this county, state. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They tools a little whatever, right? You get caught up in the high round guys and all that type of stuff, but even a 20th rounder is a very good player, dominated high school, right? Obviously to get drafted, all right? But it's the projection of like those middle guys, all right? They ain't got the excellent tools up here to be first round, and they ain't on the bottom feeder. It's those middle guys. Who we gonna find that ain't just this? He ain't all the way that, but we're gonna pluck him. We're gonna draft him and see if he pans out with this, all right? Those are the difference makers. There's 2 or 3 kids in each draft that it's not the first round. It's not the bottom. It's that middle guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Not with all the great tools and stuff, but it's just something about him. All right. That's the key to scouting. You can't, the guys that get drafted first round, those are the can't miss guys for the most part. And even they still miss. That's my whole point. You know what I'm saying? So again, when you're in these type of atmospheres, right? All right. Unless you just don't feel like you're a major league ball player, but most of the guys I talk to, most of the kids, they want to make it to the major leagues, which should be their goal, right? Well, obviously you want to cross your T's and dot your I's to get the scholarship first, but it should be your end goal should be make it to the league, right? So, why not, prepare for that? Prepare for that combine style. So for my organizational leaders out there and all of that, train these kids. You're gonna have the baseball IQ side, and I know we acting like we got all this time. I trust me, I know I ran a program. I understand you got as much as you got. You know what I'm saying, time wise, but leading up to the showcases and stuff like that, and these kids may be going to showcases and stuff when they're gonna be running 60s and then they're doing it for you. You know what I'm saying, to make teams. I know I had all my kids run 60s and hit and all of that, just from a tryout purpose. You know what I'm saying? So keep that energy going. You know what I'm saying? So these kids come prepared. I got kids, we're doing from a straight steel position. I got kids, standing the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They're facing each other when they both should be, you know what I'm saying? Right foot should be on the line going this way, right? I got a kid with the left foot on the line. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, that little stuff like that, that they don't know. Or their approach to hitting, or what they think a scout wants to see. You see what I'm saying? And that's just us, teachers and coaches teaching these kids. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know, you know what I'm saying, make sure you get somebody around you, meaning like dads and coaches and stuff. If you don't know, get somebody around them. You know what I'm saying? That knows. You know what I'm saying? How to approach a showcase. I'm just talking about how to approach a showcase. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like an NFL combine, man. All right. Jeffrey says, great insights. How do you and scouts rate the importance of metrics taken? Is there any one particular metric over the others as projection indicators of ability? Jeffrey, that's a great question. I think it pertains to the individual player. All right. So I use a Prince Fielder. You know what I'm saying? Right? I could look at his body and say that he ain't going to run. Right? You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to be no plus runner. Right? So if I see him like that, he better have plus bat speed, and plus his metrics need to be above average when it comes to hitting. Okay. So I'm going to take more importance of him will be, well, listen, he's well above when it comes to hitting. All right. I could look at certain guys' body and I'll be like, yo, he looked like he could run. I hope he could run. All right. The swing may be, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if he's a plus runner, you know what I'm saying? He has a tool. You know what I'm saying? So he has to be a plus runner, though. A plus runner. All right. Especially if his mechanics and swing ain't all the way there, but that's his tool. All right. So it just varies between players. All right. That's what, Jeffrey. So I hope I answered your question. It's like, it's no, and it's an organizational thing, right? I talked to my Dodgers guy over the summer, and they went for a while. The Dodgers was going to straight athletes. You know what I'm saying? The guys are raw athletes. Could throw the ball. The IQ may not be there, and they felt like they could teach the game to those kids, but the raw power was there. They ran the high 60s and all of that. But my boy was telling me from the scouting side of things with the Dodgers, they felt like that was diminishing. That was not, they weren't getting a high rate of return with their guys that they were drafting. You see what I'm saying? So, he was telling me like that straight athlete, because I'm under the impression like, everybody else, like, yo, you can teach an athlete to do a lot of things. If he's a plus runner and he, above average defender who can run something, he got a great arm and all of that, but hitting may be a little suspect. He could teach him, draft him and put him on the bases, let him run. You know what I'm saying? But the Dodgers was more so like, yo, not so much, right? But like the Pirates, right? You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at right now, their problem is they don't have enough athletes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going on what was told to me. You know what I'm saying? So I saw some out there, but they were like, yo, we're lacking in athleticism throughout the organization. All right. So you heard one organization said they've been draft athletes and it hasn't been working out there, but then you have another organization, it's like the Pirates that says, oh, we want more athletes. We don't have enough. So again, it's individual, organizations, their needs and wants, their philosophies. All right. There's been plenty of organizations, we talked about this in the past, that just, you know what I'm saying? They are very, stubborn and focused on what they do. All right. Braves are going to, they just know I ain't gonna say Braves just do everything right. They've been Braves, Cardinals, Indians, for the most part. Certain guys just do well. You know what I mean? Back when I was coming up, the Yankees was, they were not that. You know what I'm saying? You had, you had Jeter, Mariano, and all those type of guys, but there was countless guys they used to miss on. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always, it was the thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of saw the big guys, you know what I'm saying, they end up all being Hall of Famers, but it was many of all the other guys that the Yankees thing was like always known to pump up their prospects bigger than what they were. You know what I'm saying? So, and the main thing, they would trade them for guys, you know what I'm saying? But, that changed the last 10 years or so. You know what I'm saying? They've been hitting, with the Judges and the Gardners and the Severinos and stuff like that. They've been, coming around and, whatever. But I'm just kind of showing you the difference of organizations, you know what I'm saying? How they draft and what they've been known for. And, like the Royals, when I was coming up, we were always athletic, you know what I'm saying? Outfielders, right? We used to draft outfielders every year. The year before me was Juan LeBron, who was like almost a Juan Gonzalez. If you remember Juan Gonzalez, tall Puerto Rican first round. Second round was Carlos Beltran, you know what I'm saying? And fourth round, they drafted another outfielder. Then my year came around and then boom, right back, you know what I'm saying, to an athlete and me, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, we just every year they was just drafting whatever. But then the pitching side, they wouldn't draft like dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll just be like, why we go when I go face the Braves and the A-ball and everybody's throwing 95. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's throwing, where's our guys? You know what I'm saying? That's throwing 95, right? I was trying to, but they looked at it like the balls are gonna be put in the air. We got a big old outfield in Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? We need people to run it down, and that was their motto, right? So, man. Anyway, great question, Jeffrey. Coach, during big tourneys, PBR, prospect wise, when your son isn't a pitcher but helps the team by pitching 2 or 3 innings, do the scouts take time to look at the positions the player is registered as and realizes that he's not a pitcher but he's helping out that position? I don't think so. I mean, unless they like that kid as a pitcher, then they do a little bit more homework. You know what I'm saying? So if he's getting his ass handed to him, you know what I'm saying, and he's not necessarily a pitcher, they're gonna grade him as that. You know what I'm saying? He's not a good pitcher. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna look at him and be like, oh man, but he, he's plays third base. That's why he's getting, it's just what they see is what they see. You know what I'm saying? But if they like the kid, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, okay, damn, I like that. He's really a third baseman. Wow, he may need to be on the mound. Like I told you, that lefty kid, he's like, I don't pitch too much, coach. Now he may get it, again, he may get his butt handed to him too. You know what I'm saying? But just from the physically what I seen, you know what I'm saying? A nice little two-seamer, nice little slider. I was like, okay, you can throw a little bit. And he left-handed, you know what I'm saying? But, you may get him on the mound. That's when again, it's all about the follow-up. You know what I'm saying? You may get him in that playing atmosphere. And he may get his ass handed to him, it is what it is. All right. Shout out to Eric, man. Appreciate this weekend, man. All right. 100% it's not practice, it's a showcase. Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? He was big on trying to tell these guys, he was throwing batting practice this weekend. Shout out to my boy Eric out there who helped me put this thing together on Saturday. He was trying to tell the players, because we only had 2 rounds because we had so many guys. We had 2 rounds of 6 to 7 swings, right? The couple guys put together nice, but they kind of taking a BP round, like you can hit, like you got 3 or 4 or 5 rounds to hit. It's like nah. So a couple guys kind of filling it out and just, I don't mean wailing towards left field. I'm just saying, but be ready to at least swing. You know what I'm saying? At least have your second round swing ready to go, you know what I'm saying? And these guys taking 3, 4 swings out of their first round of 6 of just kind of feeling it out. Again, you're being graded, you know what I'm saying? Out the gate, you're being graded and everything. So, and again, some scouts may only give you 3 swings, 4 swings and be like, nah, okay. Nah, he ain't got it. Okay. Now you may turn it on the second round, but first impressions is everything, right? You feeling it out. All right. And again, you can miss hit. You're like, oh, okay, some bat speed there. Okay. But if you just pity patting and stuff, man, it ain't nothing, my son trains 1 month before a showcase for 60 and throws from right field and second and home. Great job. That's what I'm saying. Just be prepared. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Nice job. I have to see who was on the other side of that. All right. Depending on the age and depending on position as well, but the average is 7.4. You want to be below 7.0 period time and under. Yeah, all right. But for a catcher, let me see who put that. All right, because 7.4 just depending on your position. All right. So, I just want to make sure, because I don't know what 7.4 is, depending on the age and depending on the position as well. Didi, what's up? Depending on the age and depending on position as well, but the average is 7.4. You want people, listen, yes and no. Can you project a 7.2 runner at 14 to be above average? Yes, at 14U, no doubt about it. But if you 16, 17U and all of that type of stuff, if you plan to be a fast runner, you know what I'm saying? You need to be at that, that time. 6.8 is major league average. 6.8 is a major league average, speed. You know what I'm saying? Let me put it like this, for an outfielder, all right, or infielder that can run. All right, catchers 7.4, yeah, it's cool. 7, catchers. All right. So, but position players and all that type of stuff, infielders, especially that a little quick, you need to be on the 7. You need to be on the 7. You know what I'm saying? Like bottom line. And 6.8, if you're an outfielder that, whatever. All right. I understand age is a lot, freshman, sophomore, no doubt about it. But when it's junior, senior time, you need to be, again, if you are looking to be at, and college is the same. There's D2 may take the 7-1, 7-2 runner, you know what I'm saying, or the GJCs and the smaller D1s and stuff like that. And, just depending on whatever, if you have, a couple of things that you can do better, tools wise, a little bit more pop, a little something like that, right? But if you are if you're playing at a Power 5 or scouting wise, you're trying to get scouted and seen and all that type of stuff, they're going to go by their metrics. Their metrics is in universal metrics is 6.8. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I haven't met, too many organizations and programs and, pro side that doesn't, you know what I'm saying, engage themselves off of 6.8, you know what I'm saying, running. All right. And down the line from righties is I think what 4.2, I think it is from right hand. I forgot all that. I know lefty was either 4.0 or fast, you know, or faster. You know what I'm saying? 3.8. You know, you take a two tenths. You take 2 tenths off the right-handed guy, you know, running third first base, and you know, just to make it even for the lefty. So if the guy runs a 4.2 down first base, is equivalent to him running a 4 flat from left side. All right. Let me see. All right, cool. All right, I'm right at an hour. I appreciate you guys listening in. Dallas next weekend, okay? Promoting that, pushing that. Orlando again, taking that off. We are 6.8 at what age? Like I said, 16, 17. You got to be ready. Again, I please, if you don't run a 6.8 and your kid is a 14, 15-year-old, or hell, even an 18-year-old, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you can't play and that, you know, whatever. I'm just talking from a scout's, you know, measurements. All right, universally. Okay, so just like they gauge exit velo, right? 90 is a major league exit velo average. Okay. So right now, your kid can hit a 91, 92, right? You know what I'm saying? So he is above average major league exit velo. You see what I'm saying? So if you are a 6'6" runner at 17, you are above average runner. You have above average speed. Okay. If you're not at 90, you're hitting 87, 88, you know what I'm saying? You are slightly below average major leagues, you know, whatever, at 17 and 18, right? Everything is a projection. They could project you to hit above that, right? Just like you could run a 7 flat right now and they feel like you can become faster. But 9 times out of 10, you know, that's, you know, certain metrics, you know, are tough at 18, 19, 20. All right. You know, I ran my fastest when I was 18, 19, and 20. You see what I'm saying? You know, and then gradually, you know, weight and age get to your mileage and stuff like that. You know, I didn't run at 28 the same way I ran when I was 18, 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? So, so Brenda, to answer your question, again, major league scout metrics. And what's going to happen? People are like, well, my kid ain't going to be major league, but then your kid has major league, you know, dreams and aspirations. So we're just gauging. You know what I'm saying? It's boom from there. That's all. We're just gauging. That again, I just told you Prince Fielder didn't run a 6.8, and he made 100-something million. You know what I'm saying? I'd be surprised. Aaron Judge probably right around a 6.8. I don't know his metrics, but you know what I'm saying? I'm sure for him, you know, he's around now. He looks like he can kind of dig if he needs to. You know what I'm saying? But he's probably right around major league average time. Hell, I ran a 6.7. So I was slightly, you know what I'm saying, above below major league average. You know what I'm saying? But I ran a 6.7 going into my senior year. You know what I'm saying? 6.67 was actually my fastest time. All right. So you know, again, and I tell you, I ran that and I was not the same speed at 28. Okay. Everything is projection. Kathy was good. All right. Tia was good. All right. So my Texas people in that area and all of that, people coming in from out of town, start signing up for that Dallas. All right. Start signing up for that Dallas thing, man. It's going to be hella Waco too and all of that. Do not wait to the last minute. We're making this happen. You saw the turnout in Mississippi. You saw what's going on, man. And again, you know, I understand. No, I don't understand. I looked at it like this. Like I said, we have more kids this weekend than PBR's turning showcase this weekend. All right, and I think it'll grow to be that eventually. All right, I understand I don't have the pedigree and the longevity, but if as far as scouts being seen there, and as far as colleges and stuff like that, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the difference. All right, to me, they don't make no difference to me. All right, it's you know, I know the Perfect Game has a platform where other people can kind of go back and see and all of that, but you know, you got 90 schools, you know, connected to me. All right, different levels and pro scouts. You know what I'm saying? They're not necessarily GMs and cross checkers, but GMs and cross checkers are not necessarily going to a Perfect Game showcase unless it's one or two big ones like they just had in Jupiter or something like that. That's the cream of the crop. But most of those kids are committed. Most, you know, now it's just who's going to position themselves to be at the top of echelon of the draft. Those are those type of tournaments, you know what I'm saying? But on a normal showcase, whatever, and I get it, you know what I'm saying? I've been out of that loop. You know what I'm saying, from a perfect game, and parents be reaching out to me and telling me boom, and it is big. I get it. That is the norm right now. I get it. All right. But on the flip side, it's like, yo, if you just wanting to be seen, for a cheaper price, you want to be seen, you want to be scouted, you want access to, Division I schools, and everything. Like, I know for a fact that I put my stuff up to perfect game. 90 schools, I put myself up to perfect game right now. All right. Right now. All right. In this day and age right now. Now, eventually, when the tournaments start next summer and all that type of stuff, there'll be 90 plus schools physically there. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But will you consider Atlanta again? Yes. I just, what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to, I got to get to the point where I just map it out longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was telling one of my dads earlier, I said, yo, how you feel like, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. So I'm like, yo, I'm coming to this city and all of that. But then when it get down to it, it's like, yo, I got to go from here. I feel like I'm playing ball again. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hotel this and hotel that, you know what I'm saying? And making this happen in this city, lining this city up and all 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, D, you over here trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? If there are any good one resources out on the web, is there any good one resources out on the web? You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey, any good one resources on the web? Can you explain that a little bit deeper to me, please? All right. And Deborah, I did speak to Clark about your son, Atlanta. And if you're interested, I did tell Coach Clark, Casey Carter about your son. So if you're interested, I could set something up, you know what I'm saying, meeting wise, and maybe throw for him. Because I did talk to him about your son, just like I did the other schools too. So holler at me, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. Do you have any metric resources available that we can use for research? Do you have any metric resources available that we can use for research? Metric resources. That's a great question. Like maybe a scout's handbook type of what they looking for type of thing, something like that. Age, position, etc. Okay. All right, cool. I got you. You know what, Jeffrey? From a hitting side, all right, I can't speak from, I just go on what the coaches and other players, tell me. But from a hitting side, I'm RAPSO certified, right? You know what I'm saying? And I took the test and all of that, and they kind of give, ex velos equivalency to what, a major league average would be for a 12-year-old or something like that. So I can give that. I have to go back and look, to be honest with you, at that. But I can give you the hitting metrics. Let me put it like that. Not necessarily running, but I can ask. Those are all questions I can ask and go. You know what I'm saying? So what do you want me to do? Like 12 to 14, 14 to 16, 16 to 18, right? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Metrics. That's I'll do that for you. I will try to get those answers for you, Jeffrey. And so now the parents have, you know what I'm saying? Now you have something to gauge yourself on, right? Obviously, I can't gauge a 14-year-old running versus 18-year-old, right? Because I ran, you know what I'm saying, a lot slower than I did an 18, you know what I'm saying, as a 14-year-old. So I get what you're saying, and that's a great, I will look that up for you, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of, because I ask questions here and there, you know what I'm saying, about what's a good velo for a young kid, because parents ask that type of questions, all right? But Oliver was good. But, I'll try to make that happen. So listen, shout out to everybody that came out to this past weekend. Shout out to my scout friends and the coaches and stuff like that. I'm going to try to get Mississippi Valley State coach out here on. We're talking new locations and just giving myself enough time to make it happen. Of course, once I kind of get my team and all of that going, man, and I'm anxious about some of the things, and I'm kind of conjuring up for the summer. All right, 15 to 16-year-old metrics. All right, I got you. I got you, Jeffrey. So you know, put it like this: from the junior to senior year, I mean, there's kids that obviously grow and get bigger, stronger, faster, and all of that type of stuff. But I would like to lump juniors and seniors in. You know what I'm saying? You got freshmen and sophomores, type of, and then you got the juniors and seniors. So, um, you know, and we kind of go from there. So now long-term projections and stuff like that, that has to do with mechanics, body size, because you can see a kid's body frame and just be like, he can put more weight on, he can get his velo up, and he can hit the ball harder and all of that. But then you also see bigger kids that already panned out at 16. You see what I'm saying? You wonder if they're going to get any bigger, stronger, faster. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It's all you got to put all of that to the mix too. You know what I'm saying? I can give you, hey, exit velo is this and average, da da da. But your kid may be at the top, or your kid may be scrawny as I don't know what, and hit a damn growth spurt and be a monster in 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. All right. So great information. We will see you in Waco, Coach Curtis. I appreciate that. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you and meeting you. Just like I look forward to seeing and meeting. Shout out to my girl Trisha from Kentucky. It's always good to see the followers, and even TC, Cope, his son balled out this past weekend. But again, it's all from this platform. You see what I'm saying? It's all from this platform that, the showcases happen, and, some of these parents and stuff and meet me, and I met online. It's good to kind of see them in face to face, and, what I'm saying, and meet them in person, and, get to see their kid and stuff. I may see film in the background, and good to see them in person and see what their kid is able to do. So again, in this type of settings and stuff like that, it ain't, it's quick, kind of put yourself out there, boom, and then kind of go from there. And I try to evaluate a kid, and if it's 70 kids, it may be like 15 to 20 kids. I'll be like, yo, I can help get them in school. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I do. You know what I'm saying? I try to do about 10 to 20% of those kids to be like, yo, I could really help the kid. Now, obviously, I try to get every kid, opportunity, but, what I see like, yo, his tools translate into the next level. He may be a 2023, but he'd be like, yo, he's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And it may be a 2021, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a freshman. And, again, it may be 50% of the kids that could go to college, but it's a handful of kids that's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And that's all, that's all we do is I just trust my eyes and my gut. All right. I see a little bit of somebody, you know what I'm saying? But I just trust my eyes and my gut, what I see. Like, yo, he's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? He may be mad, he's swinging and not hitting the ball correctly and all, but the swings translate. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we may make it work. So we're gonna, Mike, I'm gonna talk to you in the background. All right. So just holler at me, private message me, Mike, before when I get off here. All right. Coach Dunn, what's up, family? All right. I meant to reach out to you this weekend, man. I know you might have the teams playing, man, but we was down there not too far from you over there, and wish I could have saw you, man. But anyway, man, we good, man. So anyway, tomorrow, hopefully I could get Mississippi Valley State recruiting coordinator on HBCU school. Hopefully that we'll get him on sometime this week. I hope I could get some good news on one of my kids that's in my recruiting program, and hopefully I can kind of at least get a solid offer on the table for his parents and stuff to think about. So I'll be rooting for y'all just like that, especially my kid, the kids that's in my program. I'll be rooting, you know what I mean? I'm like, come on, coaches, come through, you know what I'm saying? So, but we'll see. We I hopefully I have some good news tomorrow. All right. And, on that side. All right. So again, if you have any recruiting help and you want some recruiting help, anything like that, I'll be reaching out to you. You can reach out to me. Tomorrow will be on at 4 p.m. All right. Love you guys. Thank you guys again for listening in. All right. 3 tips. Just remember. All right. Don't be going multiple positions. All right. Go where make sure you save those bullets for what you primarily do. All right. That doesn't mean just go one position. I'm just saying, like, make sure you do what you do well. Like, don't go out there and pitch and waste your bullets if you're going to be thrown from the outfield to the infield. Okay. Have a plan at the plate. You know what I'm saying? Just hit the ball solid. You know what I'm saying? Don't be over there trying to jerk the ball and all that type of stuff until you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Get your boom, 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 get your knocks, man. Just show your line drive stroke. That goes a long way. All right. All right. And when you're running, make sure you're ready to run, regardless if you can't run, but make sure you're ready to run. You know what I'm saying? Chipper, what's up, family? All right. Any Northeast Showcases cases you recommend? All right. Angela says, any Any Northeast showcases you recommend? Did a few PG and firecracker tournaments, but COVID has college coach restrictions. Yes, Angela. That's why I do the live streaming, especially mostly for those D1s. But you know, it's funny, man. The future of this, all right, and you know, I know everybody thinks they're a D1. And shout out to my boy Bill who posted that thing earlier about, you know, D2, D3 NAIA programs and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything doesn't, you know, pertain to D1, but I'm just kind of talking about D1 right now because they can't go to these showcases, stuff like that. That's why I started doing the live streaming, because they can't necessarily, the Southern head coach is the one that put me on to it. You know, he's like, yo, D, you know what I'm saying? Go, you need to start thinking about this live stream. I was like, because I was trying to get on this campus to do what I normally do, is get on the college campuses and do showcases on the campus. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, yo, do this live streaming. I'll tune in there. I was like, cool. But what I see for the future, I'm telling you my business, you know what I'm saying, with the seeing the future of how the streaming aspect, it's going to really benefit the D2, and I see this now, the D2, D3s, and junior college, because they don't have the budget. You know what I'm saying? Like that to be going. So, you know what I mean? So, Angela, I may be up your way. And there's some, I already talked to LIU Brooklyn head coach, depending on where you are, Angela. The LIU Brooklyn head coach, that is my area up there. I got a kid in my program right now. I done spoke to Rutgers about him. I done spoke to Tennessee about him. I done spoke to Maryland about this kid. And I think that's the 3 so far. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm heavy. That's my area. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, trust me, my boys from Jersey be asking me to do tournaments, and you know, we talking about that. But next summer, I plan to do something very big preferably in my boys' campus, LIU Brooklyn, out on the island, Long Island. So I don't know where you're at, Angela. But if you're in the Northeast, Pennsylvania, Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that is my area. You know what I'm saying? So I was just thinking about that yesterday. I was like, yo, I need to do something at the Dutchess, you know, up there in the Hudson Valley, the Dutchess Stadium. I don't know, the Dutchess County Stadium. You know what I'm saying? You're in Massachusetts, no doubt. All right. My boy, Boston College head coach is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that head coach is Mike Gambino, been on the show. And wow, you know, so I need to reach out to him because I want to get him and my boy Danny Perillo on there. But Boston College head coach is Mike Gambino, who we played high school. Speaking of summer league ball and all of that, we played for 2 years summer league ball together. So I've known Mike Gambino for 25 years now. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, Angela, you know what I'm saying? I spoke with Mike maybe about 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? We will be watching for you to bring it to AZ. All right. You know, Jeffrey, man, it's a lot of competition out there in AZ, just like Florida, man. But, you know, we'll see. I ain't afraid of the competition, man. We just got to plan it out and do it, man. But that Northeast, no doubt, you know, Angela, you know, I will be up there. I hate to do, you know, the fall, you know, the weather's starting to get, you know, Northeast nasty up there. I know they got plenty of indoor stuff, but, you know, summertime, please continue to look out for me. Follow me because we definitely got LIU Brooklyn, and I already talked with Boston College head coach doing something over there. What I wanted to include Leicester University, UMass Lowell, and Boston College, and try to get some of the other, you know what I'm saying, Northeast schools, and all of them been on my show too. So, you know, we do you take video, help with connections? Do you take video and help with connections? Yes, Angela, that's what I do. So, in a nutshell, yes, I'm full-fledged recruiting side. We, you know, even when you go to the showcase, we take the videos and we go from there. So if you need any help, man, as in watch our video we put together. Yeah, if you want, again, if you have a video and I like what I see and you need help recruiting, I've done that. I got 2 kids on my program just based off of that, Texas and in who just signed up for me? In Georgia. All right. Even though I'm here, but that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I think you could play, I think I can help you. You got the grades and stuff like that. It is what it is. I'm telling you, parents, if you have a plan, so hit me up, Angela. All right. I'm telling you, parents, as if you have a plan and you come to Coach D with a realistic idea, he'll help you see it through. I appreciate you, Chipper. All right. That's all it is. Like, yo, again, I look at myself as a mediator. You know what I'm saying? I just like, yo, this is what you want to do. Boom, boom, boom. All right. You know, that's what I do. So it's I look forward to, you know, helping you, Angela, if you need help. Okay. So you know, I get video that comes to me a lot, man. And TC, what's up, family? All right, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, perfect case in point, you know what I'm saying? He sent me a little video on his son, right? You know what I'm saying? We connected online, and I finally got a chance to see his son and balled out and all of that in front of him, you know, and open his eyes, you know, open Scout's eyes. That's why this whole thing is the beauty. It's all the connection thing. So Angela, who knows? You know what I'm saying? You may have, you know, met me at the right time and right connection here, right phone call there, and you go to the right place. I may tell you need to come this way, or you may need to go that way and go meet somebody here and there. Just like I just told Deborah, right? I just, you know, we just happen to be here in Atlanta, but I met her online, right? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I think you can help. I think, you know, you can go to Clark Atlanta and help whatever. And I'm trying to connect them, right? We're going to talk out behind the scenes, and I'm going to be the connector. All right. I did that today with a guy from Atlanta. Is going to go up to, hopefully get a chance to go to school up in New York, and I'll send him up north. He doesn't mind, but I'm just connecting them and kind of go from there. So that's all it is. So that's all it is, man. So TC, you know, you'll be hearing from me, TC. All right. You know, speaking of connecting and trying to get and whatever, but he don't, his son done made him a little bit of money this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Potentially. All right. So that's what it's about, making his money out here. All right. Scholarship money, scouts money, pro money, anything like that. So, all right. So Angela, look forward to hearing from you. Thank you guys. Tomorrow we will be on 4 p.m. Hopefully I have Coach Eaton, what's up? All right. And hopefully we'll be able to, you know, come on. So, you know, it's you want to take them out? All right. So, all right, cool. We're gonna be out of here, man. So you want to take them out, Coach Brown? Oh Lord, you supposed to take them out. All right. So we will see you guys you know, tomorrow at 4 p.m. All right. Love you guys. And you guys take care. Peace.
Bye.